Good afternoon everyone, I hope you've had a lovely Saturday morning, doing your shopping, having a lie-in, or maybe you're at work, or maybe you're still quote tweeting that supposed Conservative councillor. She shouldn't have turned off her replies. But anyway, today we're going to play our old favourite game, the diversity quiz, but for YouTube we have to call it Guess the Criminal. Where yes, you grab your pen and paper, sit with the family, and guess who's committed a crime. Fun for everyone. Anyway, without further ado, let's go. And if you're enjoying this, the link to buy a cuppa is in the chat so you can all play along. It's not live, this is pre-recorded obviously, but I'll be in there. Let's go. Now first up is this pair who have been sentenced to a combined 100 years for crimes against children. It's all very disgusting, but where are they from? Weren't expecting that, were ya? Cynthia and his wife have been sentenced to a combined 100 years for putting semen into cakes to give to children and making child porn. They shouldn't be getting 100 years, they should be getting the rope. Now this Downs looking fella has been sentenced to ABH, but he fled the court after he was sentenced, as you do. But what does he look like? Another shocker, this one escaped from Liverpool Crown Court. After getting sentenced, as I said before, for ABH, he's still on the run. Maybe he's watching this, so if you see him, do some ABH yourself. Actually don't, call the police. I don't encourage violence. Now this lady has been sentenced to 90 years for shooting her son. But what does she look like? It was only a matter of time. Yes, this lady shot dead her 21-year-old son. That's motherly love for you. Get the chair. Now this London-based fella has been sending funds to ISIS. I wonder if he's actually from London. Nope, Tariq Nammouz was found guilty for sending COVID grants to the Islamic State and he's only got 12 years instead of getting the plane. Now this pair have been charged for the alleged murder, I should say, of an elderly pensioner in the UK. But are these two even from the UK? Of course not. This pair are from St Vincent in the Grenadines. Let's hope if they're found guilty in March, they're sent back to St Vincent. Another duo here, this time from North London, for stealing 72 mobile phones. But are they even from North London? With names like Randy Kavungu and Darius James, and these pictures, they're definitely not from North London. 4.5 years each, instead of a plane. Now this fella has been guilty and is awaiting sentencing for possessing a firearm. Now, is it a farmer from Dorset? You decide. Of course not. This is Lowski and he's a rapper. I know, shocking. He hasn't yet been sentenced, but when he is, let's hope it's a nice sentence abroad. Now this fella's been found guilty of killing someone with blunt force trauma. But where is he from? Unfortunately, he's from here in Mile Cross. He's been sentenced for 18 years for killing a 58-year-old by repeatedly hitting him on the head. Let's hope in that 18 years, he dies. Now, this pair from Birmingham have been charged with stabbing someone to death at a nightclub. But are they actually from Birmingham? As you can see from this wonderful pencil work, no, they're clearly not. They must have got through a few pencils to do that shading. Let's hope they're found guilty. Now this trio have been found guilty of organising a drug traffic ring in Swindon. Now we all know Sargon's from Swindon, so do you think they look like him? Of course they don't. They have all, however, been jailed instead of being deported. Our justice system is the best. Now this Northern Irish lady has been charged, not yet sentenced, for drink driving offences. Now, is she actually from Northern Ireland? Yes, she is, and she's also one of their top police officers. Oh dear, Ireland. Oh dear. Now this pair have been jailed for killing a dog breeder after they bought a puppy for £800 that later died, probably at their hands. But are they from England? Sadly, yes they are, as we can see. They stabbed the woman to death on her doorstep, and now they've been locked up, and sadly, not killed themselves. Now this pair have pleaded guilty to murdering an ex. Yes, this pair. But where are they from? And what kind of pair are they? Oh dear. He conspired with her to bring her old ex to the house, and then they shot him repeatedly. And they've both pleaded guilty. Toll paid. Now this fella in Wales beat his neighbour up and left him to die. But is he from Wales? Unfortunately so. This interesting looking fella from Wales has been sentenced to a minimum of 28 years after bludgeoning his vulnerable neighbour to death. Let's hope that same happens to him in prison. Now the next one has been sentenced for murdering an M&S shop assistant with 2 people. Why? Because he lived in the wrong area. Now that sounds very British, doesn't it? But is he? No. To Sean, 21 on the left, murdered the M&S shop assistant on the right for simply living in the wrong area. Neither of them are British, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he killed the bloke on the right. Deport! Now this trio have been found guilty of attacking a man in a home raid with a machete. Very British behaviour. But are they? Unfortunately so. Even though these 3 look like they spend most of their time hanging around outside Tesco's asking you for fags and money, they attacked a man with a machete in his house and they've been sentenced for a whole 3 years. Disgusting. This next specimen has been arrested for drugs running and owning a handgun. Is he really from Colchester? With a name like Hassan Amajobi, he's definitely not. He's also only got 5 years instead of being stuck on a plane. Now on to the last one. He's pleaded guilty and is yet to be sentenced for murdering a whole family in Derbyshire. But is he from these great islands? Unfortunately fucking so. He killed the mum, the 2 kids and the kid's friend. Why don't they just let him out at a specified time into the public and let them deal with it? Here's a fun one. This conspiracy theorist was caught with his pen in his hand after defacing 17 bus stops with the slogans that Jews and gays are grey aliens. He admitted to causing criminal damage but denied stirring up racial hatred in North London. Why wasn't it racial hatred? Because he was just going after the religion rather than the people. And the jury, 12 of the finest peers that he had, found him not guilty. Oh dear, we know he's not going to be happy about this. So how did you do? Did you get them all right? Did you get some right? Or did you get none right? Let me know in the comments or in the live chat to the right. Now, instead of ending the video now, tomorrow I would normally be uploading my film review, but as you're all here, let's just watch it now, then I can have a day off tomorrow. I was in a shop called He to She the other day, reminding everyone in there that they're mentally ill and sinning, but a troon came up to me and asked if I'd seen The Accused, the 1988 Jodie Foster film where she spends the night on a pinball machine. No, you misheard my HRT mumbling, said the troon. I said The Accursed. It's a film from 2022 starring no one of note about a curse. With an average score of 4 out of 10 and 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I wish I hadn't. The film starts with 2 young women standing outside a house in the rain, but only the older 2 is going in. How rude.
Don't come inside until the screaming starts.
Ah, it must be a knocking shop.
Sit.
So it's not a knocking shop, it's just an old Jippo's house. Get out now, love. It turns out she just wants a perfectly reasonable curse to put on someone.
I want the devil himself to take possession of her. For both to be locked and held together. Forever.
Well, that's a bit much, but oh well. The old Jippo gives her a knife and tells her to be ready for when the woman is possessed, so she can kill her. When the devil does arrive, things go badly as the girl put the curse on the Jippo. Nice twist. Oh, go on, just do it. Ah, you silly cow. Bloody gypsies, when they're not parking their caravans on your local green or car park, they're doing shit like this. They then run off, leaving her alive. I wonder what'll happen next. It's now 3 months later and we meet Ellie, who's come away for a rest. After spending a whole minute of this film just doing the washing up, she hears some music coming from in the house. Butterfingers, get down Poundland. I'm sure the record player just started because of a glitch, nothing more.
So I called my team leader. He said the State Department issued a level 4 travel advisory.
Level 4, that's bad, right?
Right. It means I can't get a flight back. I mean, the worst part is those people still need help, and we're just abandoning them.
People need help here too, Ellie. I mean, we're having a blood drive at St. Luke's tomorrow. You could start with that.
Yeah, sign me up.
Turns out she's a do-gooder that wanted to help out in Haiti. Then a token turns up to explain the plot as it turns out Ellie's mum died and she's clearing her house out.
Thank you. It's nice of you to stop by.
I only came by to give you back the spare key. I'm sorry I wasn't able to make the service.
It's really all right. Don't worry about it.
She then finds a photo album full of defaced pictures about how she's cursed and she's a crap daughter for leaving her mum.
Myself, and nobody came to help.
Don't worry, love, it's only a dream about your dead mum. It's not real. Despite being traumatised, she decides to go and look after a woman in the middle of nowhere. Fucking retard.
I'm Alma Whitehorn, in charge of the Ambrose estate. We spoke on the telephone. You're late.
She's aged quite a bit since playing the slapper in American Beauty.
A precaution on the off chance Ms. Ambrose were to become responsive. But that won't happen.
Oh, it probably will. We then get 5 minutes of her walking around bored, which is exactly how I felt watching it. Could have been worse, at least it was a hand. Oh no, not an apple with a note we can't read. Best call Officer Token.
Looks like someone's trying to scare you is all.
Well, they succeeded.
I'll look into it, but I don't think you need to worry now.
The next day she goes for a run and meets the girl from the start of the film, who escaped the Jippo. This bodes well.
What's your name? My name's Ellie. You live around here?
Mind your own business, big teeth.
told you you could never leave me again. Do you hear me, Eleanor? Do you hear me? I'll always be with you. No!
It's clear they never spent money on neither the script or the effects. It just needs to end now. While she's sweeping up in another tedious scene, the two girls from the start show up and hopefully drive the plot home.
Didn't mean to startle you. Just paying a quick visit. I'm Marilyn Crandon, and this is my daughter, Sadie.
Hi, I'm Ellie.
Sadie's here to apologize.
So you were the one who threw the apple with the note.
She meant well, but she just went about it all wrong. Apologize to the lady.
It's okay. It's no real harm done. Did you want to come in for some coffee, or?
No. I have to run some errands in town. I'd be happy to drop you off at the bus station.
What is she looking at?
A bad memory. You've got no business being here.
I'm a nurse. I'm here to care for Miss Ambrose.
I know something about Miss Ambrose that you don't.
And what's that?
She's dead.
So will I be if this film carries on anymore.
Go as if it has a nice, young body to slip into. That's where you come in.
She's talking about a demon, not a bloke. That's why Ellie is there, to get possessed so it leaves the old Jippo's body. Mind the eggs. She then finds a cellar, goes down it, finds a Star of David, satanic symbol, and then goes to see the old Jippo. In the meantime, her friend comes to see her.
Phil, on that crazy little bitch, I don't even know where to start. Ellie. Ellie, come on, you're freaking me out.
Well, she's fucked. Should have stayed at home. Waste of a good bottle of wine too. Well, that's right, Officer Token's arrived.
Look, it's not safe here.
Oh, you got that right. Now, we got a tip that a woman named Marilyn Crandon's gonna burn this place down tonight, so I came here to warn you and escort you into town.
Okay, great. Let's go.
What about Miss Ambrose?
She's dead.
Fuck it, just leave her there. Officer Token dies. Officer Backup dies. American Beauty catches Ellie and ties her up. Then American Beauty starts doing some spells. Then the girl from the start appears and takes out American Beauty before reading a spell to get rid of the shit-looking demon. She looks like a troon. As the shit CGI flames engulf the house, the film comes to an end. Thank God. The old possession plot isn't new and this film doesn't really do much in the way of originality. It's slow, but not in a creepy way, but a boring way. The acting, with the except of the mum, isn't bad, but it's not enough to make you care what happens to anyone in it. Because the plot is so tedious. you just want the film to end. I wouldn't recommend it. Watch The Accused instead. Until next time, ta-ta for now. If you found this video less shit than the actual film we reviewed, you can always buy us a cuppa on Ko-fi, and thank you in advance if you do. Stay away from Jippos!